Previously on Heroes and Hot Dogs, a grease fire was put out, a chest of gold was opened, and a sand slash was captured. Their new ship appeared to be tied to two of them to follow them wherever they went. The dwarves were sent to the docks to inspect the ship to assess repairs, and the party bed down for the night after a long day. All right, that's it. It's pretty short and simple to the point. So I will say, you guys already did your long rest and all that stuff. I hope you did because you're supposed to have done that. But I will say that if you wish to do anything at nighttime that is not specifically going out and picking a fight with somebody, you can do that now. We kind of wanted to jump ahead of the end real quick so we could cap for the night. But if you guys want to do any actual nighttime stuff,
oh hi Lilith.
Welcome to the game, Lilith.
I'm glad you could show.
Elizabeth, can you?
Yeah, no, I heard everything. I had this up in 2 different tabs, so
for sure.
I closed that one tab.
Gotcha, for sure. Yeah, so you guys want to do anything at nighttime? You can still. So I'll just leave the floor open for anybody who wants to do that. It's
Well, now we have to listen to Verd play guitar for 8 hours.
8 hours straight.
Yep.
He's practicing.
So
the real world.
Yeah, it's like 8:30, 9 p.m. somewhere around there probably. It's pitch black outside, and you have like torches and whatnot. And you got a campfire going. And the dwarves went to bed like. Well, actually no, they went down to the. That's right. Actually, let me rewind real quick because they went down to the docks, right, to assess the.
We just kind of showed it to them. We didn't really.
Saw the boat, started screaming.
Yeah, that was as we ended it last time. Is they were just like, what the hell is that? Yeah. So yeah. But I mean, it's dark, so they're not gonna be able to get a great assessment of like the damages in the middle of the night, right? So yeah, so like they come back up, and they Kendra, Sven, and Bork come back up, and they kind of look at one another, and like they're like noticeably like shaken, and just like kind of like a little bit like ghosted expressions, and they say, well, you see, we didn't. It's hard to get a look at all the damages, considering it'd be night and all. But that be a ghost ship. I don't really want to be taking on repairs on that personally. I don't want to touch it. You might want to use the boys for that. The ones you send over. But I don't want to personally ever touch that thing ever again if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's great and wonderful that you don't want to touch it. It follows me around.
It what? It follows you around, son? That doesn't sound good for your health.
Keegan.
Not really, no.
Keegan.
What?
Okay, so I'm now talking. I want to talk only to Keegan.
Okay. La 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 la.
No, I don't want the dwarves to hear.
Okay. All right.
So don't scare them, otherwise they won't do anything. So don't tell them too much, or they might not do anything.
Literally, that was all I knew.
Okay, fine.
That's about all I got.
Okay. Okay, so that's fine. So, Svendrin.
Aye.
Sorry about scaring you a little bit with that.
Yeah, I feel like you should have warned me about the whole possession of the ship thing.
Well, let me tell you, we were pretty scared too when we saw that.
Yeah, I bet you were.
But
what's the deal with the ship? It's just, I mean, we saw it coming a while back, right? But why? I mean, you said it's here. It follows you. Did it come for you? Is this like going to be? Are there more of these things coming?
I don't think so. I think basically what happened was there was some. I shouldn't tell them. There was this ship came and it has this green lantern on the front, and the green lantern is keeping it afloat right now. So as soon as we can stop it from sinking on its own, we're going to get rid of the green lantern, and then it won't be a ghost ship anymore.
Interesting. Okay. I see the logic. Just quick question for you folks. Did you upset a god, or I don't know, like slaughter a bunch of babies in the water. I mean, what did you do to make like this thing come after you?
I let a slave go and got my throat cut.
Well, that's interesting. Doesn't seem severe enough, but maybe, I guess, usually you have to do something pretty bad for something like this, right?
I mean, that's literally the most recent things I've done. So
Just on your to-do list, just check, get your throat slit. You know, as one does. It's an odd bucket list, son. I'm not really approving of it, but all right.
know, I wouldn't really say that getting my throat cut was on my bucket.
Their bucket list. Yeah, but fair enough. Okay, but we can definitely repair it. Well, some of it. We're not experts in ships, to be honest with you. It's not, our primary craft. We've we've seen our fair share of smaller boat repairs. This is pretty extensive. I am not 100% confident that we can make it watertight all the way around, which is a problem when it's a boat. I must say. We can do our best and let you know what it comes out to, but yeah.
Hey Trevor.
Yes?
This is literally like right after we defeated these things, right?
Yeah.
Like defeated this
Yeah.
crew. Like nothing's happened, right? Like they haven't come back out of the lantern. Like nothing's.
Well, you're not there anymore. But the dwarves weren't attacked or anything, so you would assume not. They didn't.
We're
mention
back up at
anything.
the camp, you mean?
I mean, I'm just really curious why, like, if this boat is floating right now and it doesn't need to be repaired and they're not coming back out of the lantern.
It's up to you guys.
I mean, do we?
The ship is afloat and it follows you around, and the lantern is glowing. These are things you know. And
I mean, to be fair, make some sails and then sail it.
yeah, it doesn't sail, right? It does not sail on its own currently. It'll follow you in a like sketchy ass way. It'll like self-propulsion, like self towards you. But you cannot physically sail it anywhere else because you don't like the boat itself doesn't function as a boat, right?
So you know how in real life pirate times, if anyone pirates had distaste for, they would tie them to the prow of the boat.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no.
Don't get
no,
ahead of me! Don't
no.
get ahead of me! Let's do that to you.
The fishing pole over the front of this boat.
I'm not dangling it. No, we're tying you in front of it.
Okay, that's not any better. Wait, sorry.
That's not any better.
No, I'm not saying this in character.
Okay.
I was just making the joke that somebody should be tied to the front of a boat and it would solve all of our problems.
I'd also like to point out that it also follows Lilith.
Okay,
yeah, but it'd
well,
be
Yeah,
rude.
you're
She's
not-
adorable.
you're-
You
You're
need
not
to
tying Lilith to the front of the ship.
tie both of you guys to the front of this to work.
no, they take turns. Because, they just have to rush once in a while.
This isn't this is an egalitarian world saving troop. Everybody gets their turn.
That's right.
Don't
we are the
think
world
I'm
after
gonna
all.
try to tie her to that ship again.
It's a fair point. She's not.
I think it's technically following both of them at the same time because
Yeah.
it was confused when they were apart.
Oh, that's
So
true,
I
yeah.
think they both need to be on a rowboat in front of it, which kind of defeats the purpose of having it.
We're gonna just row. Yeah, we'll start rowing.
So, okay. So we
still
did
on the
talk about...
idea of, like fixing the sails and then just sailing.
Well, we did
Anyone
talk about
tried
this
to
before,
rub
though.
the lantern? Because it's like a magic lantern, right? Everybody tried to rub the lantern.
Well, you can't touch it.
Right.
You can't touch it because it's surrounded by a force field.
Can touch it?
I tried touching it and it wouldn't let me.
Can't touch it.
That's it.
Okay,
Alright.
so we can't then. We can't touch it then.
In its current form, I do not
At
believe
least not
so.
successfully.
I mean, you could rub the force field if you wanted to.
Never
We could
mind.
probably remove the lantern from the boat, but then the boat would probably
That's just
sink.
creepy. Gotcha.
So the lantern is attached to a long chain, and the long chain is bolted to like the front mast, not mast, the front pokey thing, whatever that stupid thing's called, the thing at the front of the ship.
Prow?
Is that what it is?
I'm not the ship person. I don't know. That's what I thought it was called. The prow?
I don't remember the technical
You have to-
term, but
and
I'm
you
pretty
have to-
sure it's just a mast.
No, the mast is the
the
sails
big-
are on. I'm on
yeah.
in the very front of the ship.
Yeah.
Like the
Wow.
like the pointy thing.
Ow.
None of us knows anything about boats
Pointy thing
here.
is
Well,
not
then
the
that-
prow.
Boat campaign.
The
It's
prow is part of the whole.
The prow is what it's attached to. It's
don't know
whatever
if
it's what the rigging's attached to, the very front of the ship. I don't know what that's called.
I don't know what that's called either. No.
Yeah.
Prow is the forwardmost part of a ship's bow that cuts through the water.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
above that is what I'm talking about.
But we're
Above
talking
that,
about how they'll have like a log
over
above
the water.
that.
Yeah, over the water.
If you're talking
I
about the
don't
one that sticks off of the ship, then that's another mast.
Is it a mast?
Is it
Okay.
really?
Oh yeah, it's a bowsprit. That's what it's called.
Oh yeah, oh,
Bow
right.
Brit.
You know that. Yeah, it did
Yeah,
have that.
you know, just looking up diagrams to figure out what it was.
Hey, what if we made a wooden figure of each of us,
Oh,
and then like
jeez.
those
Sounds like
on the
voodoo.
Oh
would
jeez.
that
Yeah.
like would that trick the ship maybe into thinking it's us?
I'm
Probably
gonna
not?
I'm gonna
Okay.
gather no.
You can try whatever you want.
I am
No,
still
it's kind of a
definitely
joke.
sticking with just getting
Okay,
some
so-
sails made.
So when we were down at the boat
Mhm.
an hour ago, I guess it
Yep.
was, we already talked about this, and we decided that we didn't want to be going around with this boat with the lantern because it's got this weird thing about following you guys around, and that sounds like that would just get us into trouble. I mean, you put the boat on you hook it up to the dock, and now, depending on where Keegan and Lilith go, it's going to keep turning. I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's
Up
not
to you guys.
particularly useful.
There
It
are
would be a bit odd.
It kind of
positives and
is
negatives.
for us. I mean,
I mean, having a self-driving boat that appears at your doorstep whenever you need it is helpful.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
my
if
door.
we get-
I live in Texas. There is no water for the boat. How did it get on my doorstep?
Oh,
You punched too hard. That's what happened. You punched
Too hard. Gone too
Texas has a
far.
bit of a shoreline.
Yeah.
Not in northern Texas.
No, not in northern Texas.
Yeah, specify.
I said
you
my
guys
front
can-
doorstep. Name one front doorstep that is water during non-flood time.
well, we also don't know how to. We don't know how to make this thing go.
Well, no, it can't go like on its own. That's why I was saying we need to build sails, so that we can actually sail it.
Well, we would have to convince the.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would be the thing.
We're good.
have we considered what's the word? Salvaging from the boat and then constructing a new boat?
Oh my!
We don't have
sounds
the
even
ability
worse.
to make a new boat because we need a
You know,
blueprint.
Oh, we don't.
need
We
a
do not.
blueprint
Oh
for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a-
We could ask them to try to copy the boat, copy the design, and make a new one.
This burger almost tastes like a sausage.
Okay, so let's
Good
talk
input.
to the dwarves. I know.
I agree. I agree, but I'm eating the burger and it's really on the front of my mind right now.
So Kendron,
I
you're the carpenter.
I
What
am.
do you think about the possibility of using that boat as a template and building a new one? Is that something that's even possible? Is that an easy thing, a hard thing? What is it?
He thinks to himself and kind of strokes his beard and is like, "Well, that's a bit of a thinker, that one. That would be difficult, especially if I would say if it was my trade, right? If building ships was something I did regularly, then it would be a cinch. But it's not something I have done. I'm more into the buildings and piers and land construction.
Do you know of any shipwrights?
Do you know of anybody who does this?
Oh, of course. My cousins will do it for sure. I have at least
Well,
7
now,
cousins that
that
I will
would have
do
been
it.
great to know ahead of time.
Is your cousin one of the people that's going to be arriving in a couple weeks?
Let's see. Yes, I believe so. I believe he'll be on one of them will be on the next
Is this island just
flight.
an odd game of Dwarf Fortress?
Just gotta catch 'em all.
What? That's not Dwarf
No.
Fortress.
I know, but it's still funny catching all the dwarves and collecting them in your house.
You're not wrong. Don't go down in the
Okay.
basement. It's just a layer of beard hair on the ground.
All right, now we're just starting to get into like dwarf slavery.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, man.
You're the one talking about putting them in a basement.
Just 'cause they're technically people doesn't mean I need to respect them.
I can hear you. You
Come
know.
on.
I'm not in character.
I know.
Neither am I.
Yes, my cousin Benson will be here on the ship that's coming with supplies, and he does have some expertise. With,
Benson?
yes, Benson. What's the problem with my name, Benson? Huh? Little man.
Is that Bensen? Benson?
Yes, that's
Benson.
yes,
Okay,
Benson.
Very good.
Well,
So
Son of
when
Ben.
is-
Yes.
when is he due?
Well, he's not pregnant.
When is he coming? When will he be here?
What a strange question to ask an old man. Let's see. Today, hold on. I need to take what the date is real quick here. Today is. Well, it's technically not Earth Day yet because it's still nighttime, so it's starting.
Right.
Yeah. So it's 7 days from today, right? So it's next star day. So next star day.
So it's 7 days from now.
Mm-hmm.
A week ain't that bad.
So, yeah. Except,
what
okay. Kendron, I know you don't know a lot about shipbuilding and such, but how? You have an estimate as how long do you think it would take to build a ship like this?
Well, I've heard talk from my cousin about it, and I mean, building a ship from scratch, it takes up to a year.
Okay.
I mean, that's for the bigger ships, right? Mind you, that's for the big cargo haulers. But you know, it could take up several months potentially. Yes, it's a big process. That's why they're so expensive, and it's because it's a lengthy process.
Okay.
It also does include the designing process as well, though, right? So if you already had a design in mind that you knew worked and didn't need to be tested thoroughly and vetted, it would be much simpler. You know, that's how the shipyards crank out ships much faster because they already have templates they've made and tested and they work, right?
So you think that would be like a month though, or are you talking about a week?
Probably still a month, depending on. I mean, you know, the rule of the game is the more money you got, the faster it goes. That's kind of the thing. Also, would you have enough money to pay a crew to build a ship? It's very expensive.
Okay.
They aren't just gonna just do it for free, mind you, right? Like we've been paid in advance and commissioned and paid very handsomely, but my cousin, he's not been. He's on my payroll for this trip, for a run, but he's not been commissioned to build a ship for you.
I see.
He wouldn't just do that out of the kindness of his heart. I don't think.
So how long do you think it would take for you to fix up this ship?
Not too long. Again, I can't. It depends. I have to check and see. I mean, if it's waterproof or not when I finish. If I do a good job. There's, you know, I can do it, and I can't make any promises.
So
But how long?
I could get it done in a day or two. At least a simple, a simple pass on it, and we can see if it works or not.
So
Okay.
just wanting to chime in again, just to re-pitch the whole idea of just building some masts on it and keeping the glowing.
You're not
ghost lantern.
telepathizing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
That's on
okay.
purpose.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm pitching this idea to you guys, so we wouldn't have to dock the ship into harbor at any particular location. We can dock it off port and then use our rowboat
I mean, it's still
to
gonna follow
actually
us.
get into port. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna be rowing in with a boat like trying to get to us.
I'm just
Well, this is okay.
really trying not to be in debt to a dwarf right now.
No, we're not going to be in debt
Like,
to him. So no,
if his
he's
cousin builds it.
no. I'm talking about having him fix up, having Kendrin and friends work on the ship, and we'll see what it does, and then we can make a decision. It's only a day or two. We can make a decision as to whether or not it's seaworthy or not once he does that. And if it's not, then there's no question we won't do that. You know, we have to think of something else.
Wait, so is the ship sink? Is it gonna? Does it have a leak? Have we established that?
It's a leak. That's a understatement of the year.
There's a giant, like a quarter of the ship is actually missing.
Yes.
The only thing that we know that is keeping it afloat is this ghostly lantern.
Yes.
Got it.
That
Yeah,
also seems to want you.
And her. I'd like to point that out.
Yeah. So
it's not just me, goddammit.
Kind of
So
like
we did-
I kind of like the idea of just like throwing on some sails and maybe patching it up and then getting it on the road. Can we do that?
well, how long is that going to take? That's probably going to still take a day or two.
Oh yeah.
But just for sales? I mean,
Yeah.
define patch it up. I mean, do you want to make it just so you can actually try?
I mean, if the lantern isn't going anywhere and if it's keeping it afloat, why do we have to patch it up at all? Can't we just put on sails?
Well,
That's
because then
what
we
I
get
was
stuck. Then we get stuck with this boat that follows us around.
Well, it's gonna follow us. I mean, does that?
It's not
really...
gonna. I mean, it's not gonna be able to like follow us onto land.
It'll stop. There's a stopping point for this ship.
It'll be able to follow us if I give it legs.
But it is going to be.
Don't
Oh,
Okay,
Lilith,
alright.
really
Lilith should
intend to
train-
build this ship legs, so.
If Lilith summoned like thousands of crabs to like
Oh,
crawl
jeez.
under the ship so it could follow us on land, that'd be
I mean,
really awesome.
If you guys want to do
full
that, I
Johnny Depp.
guess.
Oh my god, this is full on Pirates of the
Yep.
Caribbean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's horrifying.
That's
Where are you getting these
That's a
things
Baba
from?
Yaga thing
Oh
right
my
there, man.
God.
That's a Baba Yaga
That-
boat.
No, that has to.
Baba Yaga.
Where's that picture from? That has to be from like Burning Man or something like that.
Probably.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
No, that's Diggory's backyard.
It's from 2005.
All right.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
All right.
So, here's what I'll do. Me and the boys will set about doing the fixes we can, and see how seaworthy we can get it for you in a short amount of time. And if we can do it, then great. If we can't, you'd have to contact me cousin, and commission a ship from him.
Okay, which I don't
That
think we're gonna do.
sounds
We'd
good to you?
probably use the rowboats instead, or use it as it is. Right.
Bit of blarney there. Can we just create a motor and like motor around in the rowboats?
I mean,
Would
you
that
could
be
just make
okay?
motor sounds out, right?
Let's invent the motor.
I've been working on that, by the way. I haven't made any progress.
Which is kind of funny, seeing as how we have like Warforged, which
Mhm.
like are robots.
Yes,
so-
but this
I
poor.
mean, Weaver's been functioning as a motor for a while for the rowboat.
I will say that motors do exist in this universe.
yeah.
They
Okay.
do. I thought you said they didn't.
I mean, in a fashion, not the exact kind of, but you have forms of propulsion, right? That are not right. I mean, they aren't like exact motors, but
Yeah.
basic.
So
It's
does that
essentially for a similar purpose, in a way, right?
Okay,
Well,
so
yeah,
are
alright,
we
okay.
are we gonna let the dwarves see what they can do for right now? Is that the plan?
That's what I would say. I'm not dead set against doing it the other way, but it just seems.
I'm totally
Why don't we
good with
try?
letting the dwarves see what they can do. If they can fix it and make it actually look like it's not about to sink.
Not just look, but actually not think.
Right. But at the very least, make it look like it so that we're not super suspicious when we pull into port with a, demon
True,
ship.
coming in with a ghost ship probably isn't going to go over real well.
Are we worried about our image at this point?
I mean, if we step off the dock and the dock guards are like, "Why is a quarter of your ship missing?" and all we have to say is, "I rolled a 20."
And you just shout persuasion. I mean,
Yeah.
um,
What do you say to 3 shillings and we forget the name? Pirates of the Caribbean reference.
Yeah, I know. I get
Yeah,
that. I get it. I get it. I get
Oh,
it.
I don't remember.
Also,
Okay.
you have to take in mind that when you build ships, you take them out of the water, and
Yeah.
you need,
Oh.
like cranes and
Dry dock
like,
it.
Yeah.
yeah, you dry dock it. Yeah,
dry dock
they
it.
don't have that. You hadn't noticed. They don't have that available. And also, it's hard to test if it's gonna work because it doesn't sink currently, regardless. So
Well,
it's hard
yeah.
to test if it's like gonna float.
So that's what I'm saying.
He'll give it
That's
a
why I'm
go.
saying
He'll give it a go.
at minimal, we just make it look like it's not about to sink.
Can we just build a giant
Hmm.
air inflated raft around the ship?
Sure. I mean, you want to try and figure out how to
What?
do that? I mean, with bamboo and coconuts. I mean,
No, no.
Let's figure out how to make rubber.
Wait, there was a rubber tree that.
there is rubber trees.
That,
There are.
I was kidding. It was a joke. Just
no,
disregard.
but
what I
that's
just
not a
said.
bad idea.
Nope. Take it
No,
seriously. Let's go.
It kind of is though. Let's just keep going. I was
Use the
kidding.
rubber, make a dinghy.
No, really, it was a
Okay.
joke.
I know how to
Just keep moving.
vulcanize rubber in real life.
Welcome to my world,
Dude.
little Elizabeth, where like you say something offhanded and now like, shit, what have I done?
Let's not
Your
run
world.
with that one. That was a joke.
It's your world. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
that
okay.
is the plan. Correct. Is that we're gonna do that.
Yes.
So
Do what? What are we doing?
He's gonna try and
We're gonna
he's
let the
do
dwarves
basic
try to
We're gonna see
repairs
what the dwarves can do,
and
right?
see how far he gets, basically.
Well, but you said we had to dry dock it. We don't know how to do that.
Well, since it doesn't technically sink, he's gonna try and do it anyways,
Okay.
and you have robots, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be like this is a entirely new form of anything.
I mean-
it's not been done before.
I mean,
Okay.
Trevor,
Yes.
you remember how many jokes we had about Arn being an anchor?
Yes.
That's actually that's a question. Is if we anchor the boat, will it still be able to follow us?
You have not tried it yet.
It will probably try. I imagine like a
Oh,
dog choking
yeah.
itself against its lead.
That's what I'm picturing.
Well, yeah, but it's a whole boat, so whatever.
So okay, so this is
The
good to
ship
have
is
him.
starting to feel like it's alive, actually.
Yeah,
Starting to- I
name
feel
it.
like I should name
I mean,
it
to be
something.
fair, the picture that Trevor posted of the ship does look
Little
like it has
yeller.
a face.
Looks like
Classy.
a Howl's Moving Castle, but a boat.
Oh. The one that's way up in the scroll list.
It is way up
Where
there.
is it?
Can someone repost
Oh, we
that?
should call the ship Shadow, like from Homeward Bound, but it like shadows us too.
No.
Shadow.
Okay.
My boat is so edgy and ambivalent to good and evil.
Okay, so the more we, even if the dwarves only, they can do they can try, and if they fail, at least
Wave.
they've made it look more floatable, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just settle that for now. Right. I'm gonna lock that in, so we have because you guys all have agreed upon that. You're now.
Yes.
And that'll happen in the morning. Is there anything else to happen in the evening? Oh, also the name of the boat, which Keegan definitely knew, is called the Dark Delivery.
The Dark Delivery?
Mhm.
But we don't have to name it that, do we?
No, but it's on the ship.
And it's D&D, so that's perfect.
That's it.
Oh, jeez.
Someone catches on quick.
Shut up, man.
Everybody jump aboard the D&D.
I'm gonna have to ask all of us to stop.
Okay, so.
Also a plot vehicle. Ha ha ha.
Oh,
You're fired.
That was
Oh
too
my
far.
God. Hmm.
Alright,
okay, so there's a
anyway.
couple things I wanted to talk about before
Mhm.
we do our shut-eye.
Mhm.
One is dwarves. How about, let's see, who's the mason? Svendrin. Do you happen to know of any caves on the island?
I mean, I've only been here for a few days now, and I have not been intentionally spelunking. I would say, I have noticed some caves, on the inland, just as the water comes in, basically by the shore. Nothing in particular about them that looked interesting, though.
Did you go inside?
I did not. I was looking for other materials that were outside of the caves that were more readily available. I have not had to do a deeper dive yet.
Oh, they're underwater?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, forget that.
I mean, you'll probably only be able to get to them during low tide.
Indeed. Indeed.
Okay, that sounds a bit dangerous.
Just so everybody knows, I actually used to live along the California coastline for a long time. I actually know a lot about how caves along the coastline are formed.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's right.
you'd
I
have to
don't
wait-
think it was a.
You'd have to wait for low tide, and even then, you should probably be scared of dying.
Yeah, that's right. So I don't think I'm going to do that.
I mean, you can. I mean, I'm just letting you know that there are caves available on the island, but they are you have to watch it, be very careful, right? And he has not ventured in there because he didn't want to have to deal with that.
Okay. Okay. Another question for.
I have had to deal with that.
I'm talking to Svendron, but do you know who planted the garden? Or who's in charge of the garden?
Hold on, I have to check actually that.
Because I got a question about what's in the garden.
Oh, that was Robert. That was Robert. He planted the garden.
Oh, okay.
He's
You don't
our
know.
resident chef. So
Where? Oh, right.
he
Okay.
planted the plants to put in the stews and such.
So where's Robert now?
I don't know.
I guess I could
got
reach
the-
in the bag for him, couldn't I?
Seems a little rude, but I mean, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What did we say? No, Robert, I can't do that because I can do it with the automatons, but if I do it with him, I take a chance.
Yep.
So no.
Yep.
So we don't know where Robert is right now.
Not
What
at the
are-
moment, no.
Where do these
I mean-
guys hang out? Is there like a local automaton bar or what?
It's a good question. Let me see here. They would be.
Make it up. Make it up.
No, I'm just trying to think where they would logically be at nighttime.
Yeah.
Because they can't be working because it's not light enough to be continuing to work.
They don't sleep, right?
I'm gonna
Not
choose
really,
to
no.
believe that they're playing with the sand shrews.
There's only two that are nice. Remember, the rest are all very mean.
That's okay. They're still playing with them.
Yeah. So there were several buildings on the island. They built several smaller constructed like shelters and whatnot. And there's one that is one of the larger ones that is basically just a warehouse, and that's kind of just where all the automatons kind of like just hang out for the night, and they kind of just like power down, essentially.
Power down. So
yeah.
I can't talk to him now.
I mean,
I gotta wait.
you can, I guess. You can. I mean,
Okay.
they have nothing to do, so they're just gonna go basically just gonna like just go into like no power, right? Just kind of like chill out.
So I want to go over to that building and knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, you walk over to the big warehouse that has all the automatons. You knock on the door, and a little.
Oh,
a little
and Lilith, you might want Lilith and actually Weaver, you might want to come along with me.
Okay.
Because I just want to know what kind of
Okay.
herbs and things they might have, and I know both of you guys might have certain things you might care about to do with that. So that's what I want to talk to them about. So I knock on the door.
Yeah. So a little automaton. And one with like the forks and knives for hands, and he makes a little like whirling sound, and then he leads you in. You're looking for, and he kind of motions over in the direction of Robert, who's off in the corner, off by himself, who is still kind of up and kind of putzing around, in like one side, and he kind of makes a motion towards you, and you walk over to him.
Hello, Robert.
Hello there. How may I help you?
Well, I was just wondering about the garden that you planted.
Oh yes, it's one of my finest, I think, personally. It was very
Okay.
hard to get anything to grow on that stupid floating island. The soil was horrendous.
Oh, and this island's much better, eh?
Oh yes, it's a natural island. It helps, right? I mean, natural,
Yes.
real dirt.
That does help.
Not synthetic.
So I was just wondering, I was looking for different things, but one of the things in particular is plants and things to make incense. Do you have, by any chance, have planted things that you can use to make incense?
Incense is a bit of a vague thing. It's can be made out of all sorts of things. It's from various herbs and barks and whatnot. I could, that's not a difficult thing to come across. I could get you some for sure. How much do you need, Michael Man? How much incense?
How is it measured?
I mean, you use like a bag full of it, bushel. I don't know. I'm not an incense man myself, personally.
Oh, okay.
I don't burn things on purpose.
Hey man, you want to buy a bushel of incense?
So I need it for my spells. I need incense. I need.
Is it for medicinal purposes?
You could say that. It's for magical medicinal purposes.
Okay. Excellent, of course. Yeah, I can get you quite a bit of that if you wish. I mean, I could, if you wished it to be an actual a thing, I could devote an entire section maybe of the garden to growing a specific collection of your favorite herbs to combine into incense.
Sure. Do you have any now that I can use?
I could come across some by in the morning. I could find some.
Oh, that would be great.
It depends on I mean, incense is a broad term, right? I mean, you can smell like a multitude of things. So it depends on what you want it to smell like.
Okay, so I search my knowledge of wizardry for what kind of incense is needed for my find familiar spell.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I need to know what it's called to talk to him about it, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you pick whatever smell you want. I will give you the choice. If you want, okay.
How about vanilla?
Vanilla? Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Vanilla.
Yeah, that works. Popular among wizards because it smells lovely. Definitely, that'll work just fine. Yeah, so yeah, you can get some vanilla.
I would have gone with the sage lavender.
Yes, you would.
This one smells like vanilla ice.
It reminds me of the children with their ice cream cones that would walk by me when I was a statue.
It's interesting. Wait, what? What did you say? When you were a statue?
Yes, I used to be a statue. That was a long time ago.
Well, I guess that's not that weird considering that I'm a robot. But I used to be Gears, and now I still am, actually. So really, I mean,
yes, this world is very strange, isn't it?
It is a weird world we live in, isn't it? Yes, it is fair. But yeah, no, I can devote a section of the garden, if you wish, to growing some lovely herbs and such for the incense. No problem. I mean, we have plenty of space on the island. I'll be honest, which is quite nice and spread out. Yeah. I will get some nice shale bark and some nice there's some lovely, I don't know what it is on this. There's some weeds on this island and some plants that I'm not familiar with, but they seem to have certain purposes that would fulfill your need, I think.
Well,
so
I think the weed I think the weed is very important, especially when you burn it.
The weed is very important when you burn it. Yes.
Yes.
I get your meaning, little man. I get your meaning.
Who are you calling a little man?
Well, you're right. Sorry, yes, sir. Right, my mistake. Out of this, sir.
Okay, very good. What about? Is there any herbs, like healing herbs or anything like that, that you have that maybe one of us could use for future use?
Hold on. I need to just look up.
Are we listening to the whitest kid ever try to buy drugs?
Quiet. You're not
because
supposed
this is
to know.
how it's coming off.
No, it's herbs and spices and everything nices. It's herbs for your chicken.
I refuse to put any of this on my cooking.
Oh, I should have brought. We should have brought Finnegan along too, because he might be able to use this for some of his.
Oh my god.
He might have some knowledge about this.
I will say I don't really I don't really have the knowledge skill set to really determine healing herbs. It wasn't really a thing I had to be trained in, to be honest. Even the incense is a bit of a stretch. It's just kind of a basic knowledge thing. I'm not familiar specifically with medicinal herbs, unfortunately, to help you out.
Okay, very good. Well, it was worth a shot.
if you brought me some plants or some seeds to tend, I could tend them and care for them and maybe spread them out a bit if you brought me some. But I'm not familiar with them myself.
Okay, that's something to keep in mind. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay. So while they were off looking at plants,
Buying weed. Yep.
Yeah. Keegan would like to take his bit of time off that he has to use his forgery kit, and he would like to forge some basic documents, kind of like super low nobility documents, but like documents that he could show to potentially get into like certain areas that may be off limits to like commoners. But he's looking to forge some like pretty basic low-level nobility documents.
No, it's the claim that you're somebody else, basically, right?
What's they did that in?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's Knight's Tale, I believe. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna be whatever the heck. Yeah.
And I'm I can't stress this enough. He's trying to do it like low nobility, so that like it's like, oh yeah, you're okay, yeah, whatever.
Not somebody famous.
Like higher, like majority of nobility are just gonna be like, you're not really nobility, but technically your title says you are, so technically you're one of us, but you're not really.
Are
like,
you basing
He's trying to like pick a level of nobility that like yes, it allows him to get into the areas, but everyone else is still going to ignore him.
Okay.
Oh, your dad's the guy who owns the 50 acres in the middle of the tundra. Yeah, sure.
Yes,
You're
like
nice.
that. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so
Your family owns land, but it's bad land, and you smell bad.
Are you basing this off of a real person you know, or are you making up a name?
Well, seeing as how probably Keegan doesn't know very many nobility. Based off of his backstory, he's gonna straight up make up a person. But I mean, I'm assuming he still knows like the noble,
possibly.
Yeah, I still know like the noble class structure, I guess. But no, he's essentially gonna have to make somebody up, which is why he's trying to go like low nobility, so that maybe like they won't be recognized. It'll just be more of like, oh yeah, I guess I've heard of you somewhere.
Okay.
What do I need to roll?
So you're not basing it off of anybody in particular.
Well, I don't know anybody, so there's no way for me to do that.
Do you have a skill?
I mean, I'm saying you could try if you wanted. You could try and remember any of like the smaller like land lords, city lords and whatnot.
On my travels from the desert to the coast, like I just throw in like a super small, like small town noble name.
Here, give me an intelligence roll to see if you remember along the way. Okay.
Well, that's not the best roll that I could potentially make.
Well, I mean, if you fail it, then you just make up a name, right? I mean, so.
Well, you want a history roll, right?
No, this is a memory roll. This is remembering hearing of a name.
So this is
straight intelligence.
So intelligence?
Straight intelligence.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. That's not rolling the dice. Well, Keegan isn't smart.
No, it's okay though. You can't really. You can recall. Let me pull my map up real quick. Hang on. Because you will remember a name. Let's see here. Because you went from. Let's see. You started in Azusa, then you went all the way across the to far away. Okay. So you don't remember any in Azusa. You do remember one in far away. You do remember. Let's see here.
Well, maybe Lilith.
Well, okay. Now here we go. I have an easy one for you, that you definitely know. Whether you want to choose to use this or not is up to you. But hold on, let me find.
Now, Trevor. Now, Trevor,
Yes.
I can see my roll. I know I didn't roll well. So the fact
No,
that you're
but-
telling me that I definitely know this name
No, no. Okay.
does not fill me with very good confidence.
Okay, the way this works is that like if you roll a higher number, you'd remember a better name, but you remember you remember a name that may or may not be helpful to you, and it's up to you. Okay.
Can't you just come up with a funky name like John Spoonfeeder? Just go with that. I don't. Especially since you're not trying to do anything aside from use it as like a press pass. I think it'll be fine.
So what you do remember for sure is one name that sticks out in your mind. Right, there is a city lord by the name of Stan, just Stan, which is. However, you also know that because since you've been to Faraway, you know this. There's also a lot of stands in Faraway, like an absurd amount of stands in Faraway. So you may wish to try and use this into your advantage or not.
Now, I feel like I'm gonna be asking a stupid question, but you literally just said Stan. Is that a last name or is that literally just? So that's just all they're referred to.
Stanley.
Okay, so something you got nobody else here knows except for Lilith and Keegan because they were just in Faraway, right? I didn't want to reveal to you guys really until you got there, but that's fine because this is a fair question.
So we're gonna get there, and everyone's gonna be named Stan as a joke.
Basically.
Hi Stan. Hi Stan. Hi Stan.
So
that one vault from Fallout where they're all Gary or something.
So
I forget.
Yeah, it's
Keegan, while you were in Faraway, you were in Adventure, and the town has been transformed into a tourist trap, and the entire town has been taken over by a conglomerate, a large corporation,
Stanglomerate.
and they are run by King Stanley, and all of the businesses, all mom and pop shops, have been taken over by the Stans, which are like all like the same dude, basically looking like person almost, all named Stan, and they just have one name, and the city lord of Port Adventure is just named Stan. So,
Okay, so
that is what you remember.
So these stands all roughly look alike.
They do, yes.
Oh, see, now that's something I can use.
Yeah, see,
And that's something I remember. Okay, so yeah, I go ahead and forge these documents saying that I am Stan Rolandvik.
Okay. Sure. Give me a sleight of hand roll with advantage.
Wait, why?
Sleight of
You
hand.
gotta forge a document.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is your actual forging of the document to see how good your penmanship is. And
That
Alright,
seems like a
so you need to-
dexterity thing, but okay.
Yeah,
you have to try and replicate the official like stationery and such, right?
All right, so,
well, so
I also have proficiency. So
that's why you get
I also have my-
advantage. That's why you get
Oh,
advantage.
that's why I get advantage.
Yeah, that's why you get advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you
Yeah,
have
that's-
advantage. You
that's,
know that?
I do.
Oh, but also remember you don't currently have the correct stationery or anything, so like otherwise you might have an extra bonus, but you just get advantage. Yeah. Because of your proficiency in the forge kit and all that stuff. And you have the kit, so go ahead. Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
So my proficiency in the forgery kit allows me to add my proficiency bonus.
Is that how that works? Because it's
That is that is literally what it says.
That's what proficiency technically means. I mean, you can override it, but proficiency means
yeah. There's
you add the
like three ways to do
bonus.
proficiency with tools, basically. And what I've been doing is it just gives you straight advantage on the rolls, basically.
So you're saying you can't have both.
You can have both, right? Yeah. So you can
Okay.
get like your +2 or something, or you can get advantage. And the advantage is better, right? So
Yeah, definitely the
yeah,
advantage.
I
is
give.
better.
So
Okay.
I've been given an advantage for.
Okay, so let me redo this. All right, there we go. All right, roll. God, I hate that I have to hit this button.
Well,
I'm gonna go with the 20.
yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think critical.
I made some real goddamn documents
Yeah.
by accident.
Yeah, so there's actually even a place for you to like potentially even draw like a portrait. Like the nobles will have like their portrait on these like cards, like these like ID card basically. And you're able to like make it look like you're a stand, but also look yourself still. It's kind of a mix and mash a little bit, kind of like makes it like a little like half and half. It looks pretty convincing. You're
Just
pretty,
say you're a
pretty
stand
proud
that
of it.
married into the family.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'll put it in my notes. I
And-
have noble stand documents.
You double stand documents, yes. And you are saying that. Actually, here, pick a city in Faraway. We have High Fantasy Times. We have Wizards by the Coast, and we have
Okay, so
Low
I'm gonna
Tide.
assume since I've been to this city, I know like what each of these areas are like.
You haven't been extensively traveled in the country, no.
But I've
like,
been to the city.
You've been to the port city. Yeah, you've been to the port
Right.
city. You've not been to the rest of them.
So what's the one in the port city?
That's Port Adventure.
But don't you want something obscure?
I mean, you can. Do you want a city lordship? Do you what do you want? What kind of nobility do you want? Do you want?
I mean, I'm literally just trying to look for the most minimal level of nobility to be able to get in the gate, but have nobody care about me.
Right. Okay.
I honestly don't know what that is because
The squire's first, second assistant.
Trevor hasn't told me like what the level of like royalty is in this system, but
He's the guy who owns all the latrines.
But Keegan would know.
Keegan might know. Well,
right.
To some degree, I would say. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I'm trying to figure out if you. Like,
Technically,
do you want
my
a
character
government
knows well.
official, or do you want like a high-ranking merchant? Like what kind of thing?
No, a
definitely
low-ranking
not-
merchant.
definitely not a high-ranking merchant.
Okay.
Probably not a merchant at all because I don't want to have to deal with trying to sell somebody something.
Okay.
Especially since the fact I can't talk.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Oh, right.
I mean, that's true. So as you're, I mean, you could be in an introverted, like a treasurer. You could do. I mean, you could do like the kingdom treasurer. That might be too high up though for you. It's a lower position in a high positioned field, right?
Could I be
He was like a palace mime.
Can I be like
a
treasurer?
jester, a court jester.
Court jester, like a
what-
mime.
What, Matt?
Can I be like treasurer's assistant? Like
Sure,
I have my
yeah.
paperwork, but like when I present it to the guards, I'm like, I was told that I was supposed to be able to get in here with this, and
They're like,
I don't know what I'm
here?
supposed
Don't
to
you
be
have
doing.
work to do?
I just started here.
Yeah.
Like
you
I'm
can
supposed
be
to get in here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
You
the
can- you
scary
can be
looking man with a mask and a blue shirt is my assistant too.
You can be the vice treasurer if you want to be that. You the vice treasurer of the kingdom.
I would like to point out that you guys would not be joining me when I try to sneak into a location.
That's what they all think. Yeah.
For what
I
it's
mean, you
worth,
might
I've had
need a-
better sneaking than you have.
You might need a machine to interpret
That was
for you.
only with a ship that could track me.
I don't understand the problem here. I got better rolls.
All right. So you want to be the vice treasurer of Faraway?
Wow,
Well, the
that
whole
actually
country?
that sounds like a huge title.
But see, it's one of the that's the point. It sounds like a fancy title, but really you don't have like almost any real power.
Right? Okay, so like I'm the vice treasury of like a part of Faraway, but like my title is still vice treasury of Faraway.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
It's
yeah.
like the vice
then
president of a bank. There's
I'll
like
take that.
hundreds of them.
yeah.
I'll take
Okay.
that. That'll
Okay.
work.
Sure, write it down.
Okay.
You're the vice treasurer of
Awesome.
Faraway.
I have a document that says I'm the vice treasurer of Faraway. I love it.
All right. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm assuming that actually takes me a solid minute. So I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that's
yeah.
the only thing Keegan does before he goes to bed.
Yeah, for sure. That's because
All
you got
right.
all the 20. You got a nice ass piece of paper, so that's gonna take a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
You know, like,
So-
and you're gonna like make sure it like dries properly. You're gonna watch that thing dry, make sure like nothing get like smudged or like sand on it or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys go ahead and do whatever you guys want to do.
So I just had a thought that we
Mm-hmm.
might want to worry about here. Did we leave like the dead bodies down by the shore or about at the dock?
What bodies?
Oh, the bodies disintegrated.
Yeah.
The bodies disintegrated and went into the lantern.
Okay, so we don't have to. I was worried about the dwarves getting up in the morning and getting scared to death out of it.
Yeah, no, there are no bodies.
No bodies.
Okay.
That's
They
right.
dissolved and went into the lantern.
Okay, but there's clothes there, right? Because it was.
Yep. Yeah, there's some clothes there.
Some
Are they gonna
rags,
still be
alright,
there in
clean
the
that
morning,
shit
or
up.
shall I go get them now? Because I want to get a pair of old clothes.
Sure. You run down to the docks and get some. I mean, they're not. They're really gnarly. Do you really want these?
They're
as long
raggedy
as they can be-
clothes from dead people, dude.
I want to use them to put on if I cast Unseen Servant, I might want to put the clothes on him.
Have some pants. Have some pants on, man. Sure. You have some. I'll just give them to you because you would already search the bodies earlier, right? So you have some raggedy clothes.
Right, and I also raggedy old clothes,
Mhm.
and is there a hat too?
Yeah, there's a bunch of hats. They had some nice big hats.
Okay, so hats.
Grab
Okay.
the pirate's hat. Got
Shoes,
the pirate
you know.
captain's hat.
Yeah, he had a big hat. You can
He had
tell
a
on their
big
crew
hat
that
with a
like
huge feather.
yeah, like they judged like rank in their crew. Hat.
Full on
okay.
peacock feather. Full
Okay,
grown.
okay, fine. And
An
Full
entire peacock.
and I'm also
Food.
interested to see if in any of
Full
those
plume.
if in any of the stuff we looked at in the boat or in the crates and all that kind of stuff, if there was any fishing nets or
Yeah.
any kind of nets.
Yeah, there's some fishing nets for sure. I mean, there's an entire section of the island that's devoted now to like catching fish and such.
Okay. So,
so-
I would like to get some nets, and I think you should know why, right?
Yeah, I know why. That's fine.
Okay.
Also, I like to point out that I don't know if you can, my ping isn't working. Oh, that's why. This
Ping?
is a section that's been like devoted to kind of like fishing and whatnot. There's like some like wooden apparatuses that kind of like funnel. You know, it's like a channel here, right? Like it funnels like fish in there and it traps them in like here.
Is
To
there
like be caught and like bred and fished. Yeah.
So that needs to be
is there
labeled.
a super? Is
Yeah,
there
I
a super
know.
benefit for us to state that we're fishing there?
I mean, there's fish you can catch and you can eat. They're not like magic fish.
I don't understand your question.
Trash
Keegan.
fish.
What we?
Well, I'm just saying like I don't know. I'm just wondering if like there's an actual significance to us fishing there,
Because it's convenient.
other than it just being convenient fishing
no.
for food.
Not really.
Okay.
Not that I can think of. I mean, you can go learn to be a better fisher if you wish.
Yeah.
You can go train.
'Cause I mean, I have fish and tackle.
You do, yeah. I mean, you don't know what they have for fish in those part. I mean, you had like 1 or 2 fish here, but like nothing major. So you don't really know like the kind of fish they have. But you could go down there and have a look see sometime.
Not right now. I'm forging documents.
Yeah, you're busy. Yeah.
All right.
But okay. Yeah, I mean, we can. I mean, are you guys interested in actually like hunting and gathering? Like, I can.
I'm not.
Factor that in. Like, do you want me to? I can create like a whole bunch of fish for you to like catch and like make them like you can sell them, right? For
No.
We can set up a whole business.
yeah,
don't-
you can do that. I mean, you
If
gotta.
we're
do
gonna
that
set up a
first.
business, I think
mean,
we
we-
would do this.
We
would do
haven't met
Weaver's idea of
anybody to
this.
sell them to yet.
No.
Right. I
I
know.
already have a
God.
past life dealing with a different animal. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. You want something new and more interesting, right?
What? No, I don't want fish.
Oh,
right.
I see.
All right.
Okay.
Hey
and
Lilith, what are you doing?
yeah, what's Lilith doing?
She might be going to try to capture some random animals, but I don't
Okay.
know yet.
Well, I mean, like with your Pokeball or what? Like, or just like befriend?
Just random forest animals. Or
You do
island
have a
animals.
rabbit you can pet.
Yeah, we have a horned rabbit if you want to go talk to Flopsy.
Have you met
she'll go
Flopsy?
and, no, she hasn't met Flopsy, so I guess she's gonna go
Oh.
over and do some mind reading on Flopsy and see what he's thinking.
Befriend the best friend ever.
Lilith, meet Flopsy. Flopsy, meet Lilith.
Good talk, team.
Or are you like casting anything? Or are you just like gonna go pet the bunny rabbit? I mean, are you gonna like try and actually like talk to him or like? Is it him or her? I don't remember anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know. No, she doesn't really. I don't want to ask Flopsy anything. Get back to me. Get back to me in a minute.
Okay, that's for sure. Weaver, what you doing?
I did the guitar and some basket weaving, or lute and some basket weaving.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So
So,
you're pride.
You know what? How? Hold on. What did I have? It is like an unfinished basket or something. How progress would I be on that with 4 hours in it?
With 4 hours into it, I'll say you're halfway.
Okay.
I mean, how big is your basket you're making? Right,
I don't know. It was that unfinished one.
Okay.
So it's just finishing it, which...
Yeah, it's like
Where did I even have it?
large picnic basket size, right? I mean, I'm assuming you're not making a giant basket.
I'm trying to figure out where it is in my inventory, but
So
yeah.
so filling
call it
in Lilith and Keegan, Weaver has this obsession with basket weaving. He took, I think he got it from Marcus, right? A book on basket weaving from Marcus, and ever since he's been fascinated with it. I have no
It is
idea
an
why.
obsession.
It's an obsession. That and
Okay.
beards.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so Lilith is she's gonna just start counting. She's got like a bag of rice. She's just counting grains of rice.
Okay.
Hey,
Sure.
Lila, this is
What's
Nomad.
up?
What
I
are
know,
you
Matt.
doing? What are you doing?
Just counting grains of rice in this burlap sack that I have.
Why are you doing that?
What do you have to know?
I'm just kind of curious. I'm the curious sort.
I do this when I get bored.
Can I help?
You're boring me.
No.
I can't help. Oh.
Oh no, I'm just gonna count it by myself.
Okay.
So Marcus comes over like, hey, what if I just came over here and just blew really hard? Would that just like really piss you off?
Like you don't want to do that.
The story of how Marcus got his nose bent off.
Right.
I really want to now. It just, it's so hard not to do that.
Just give him a handle of whiskey and tell him to leave.
So now that I'm trying to figure out where that basket went in my inventory, I do realize that I have a block of incense.
What?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you have a block of incense for?
Don't worry about it.
I don't know. Something about being a
He's a
priest or
cleric.
something.
Can I
It has
have
one of
it?
those- you have that little thing that at the priest like swing back and forth that has the incense, right? Like the
An incense lantern?
I want to.
it's whatever it's called. What's it called, Fred? You have in your inventory?
Well, I think that's
An
something
incense.
else, but it's literally a block of essence or incense, and I have two.
I know, but that goes in the other thing. Yeah,
I have an alms box, a censer.
sensor. Yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
I
what
have
it
a
is?
censer and
It's
two
one of those
blocks of
things that-
incense.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
it's a sensor thing you put in incense and you can use.
So does he need that?
I mean, if he's I don't know.
Did you guys say Weaver is into basket weaving?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Weaver
Yes.
and Marcus too.
Since
And
like
Marcus.
episode
Okay.
2 or 1
Both
even,
of the
I think.
full robots are into making baskets for some reason.
Yeah, Marcus has a genuine reason. The only memory he remembered in hell was his mother weaving a basket when he was little. That's the only thing he remembered at all,
Oh,
ever.
Marcus.
Is
Yeah.
his mother like crazy or something?
No.
Marcus.
No,
Marcus.
she just like we basket. Okay.
Yeah,
Marcus.
she's just
Well-
basket weaver. Yeah.
No, it's like they. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, he was in hell and like he remembered nothing in his past at all except for that one memory, and
Aw.
that's why he had books on it. He was trying to remember anything about his past, and he's trying to trigger like based off that one memory, trying to like chain it together with something else, and he's gonna try to like read more about basket weaving, hope to remember just more about his past, basically. So
Oh, okay.
Oh. Hey, Marcus.
Yeah.
Marcus. So
I'm sorry. I'm gonna blow on the
there.
race. I'm so sorry.
so Marcus,
Yes.
tell me about your mother.
Well, I still don't remember much.
Aw.
I just, again, it's the one memory of her, just in like a rocking chair, just slowly weaving a basket and kind of like
Aw.
singing like a song. I still haven't been able to place the song, and know kind of what it is, but yeah, it's kind of like my one happy memory, my only one memory actually in general.
So Marcus, I'm very jealous of you because you had a mother
Yeah.
I did not have a mother.
Yeah, but I lost her. So I mean, is it better?
Aw.
I don't know. I don't
Is
really
there-
remember.
Is there
You
any
know.
chance Keegan knows this song?
That's a good
I don't think
question.
that'd be. Really,
No.
honestly, I don't think
No.
there's a reason he would. He wasn't
No.
like he wasn't like super besties with Marcus. They just knew each other.
And Marcus isn't truthfully forthcoming.
Right.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
So he wouldn't tell you think about his actual personal life.
Right.
That's real, at least. Right? Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
So Lilith, is your sand slash, is it in its little Pokeball or is it out right now?
No, he's out. He's actually. I let him play with the rice as I count it.
Can
so
I
Sand
pet him?
playing with the rice. You can pet the sand slash. Sure.
Okay.
Careful.
But don't touch the rice.
Okay. And I'm gonna measure him, and I'm going to make a. I'm gonna draw a little picture of him in my little book.
Okay.
I'm gonna measure the sand. Okay.
This is what I do.
Right.
You want to see my other pictures?
Yeah. Sure.
See, I have a picture of this, this demon thing that was in my dream. See that? It was so
I draw
cute. It was
cute
so
animals.
fluffy. It was a fluffy demon. Doesn't he
Wow.
look cute?
That's great.
You missed that.
I did. Yeah. Too bad.
And then I've got other pictures of these little squishy things that I don't know what they're called, and spongy things, and all sorts of different pictures of things I've seen along my voyage.
Your voyage. It's
Yeah,
like you're on
my-
a ship the whole time.
Sorry,
These squishy things.
I don't remember what they were called.
The
Jellyfish.
From when?
Yeah, they were those.
Dolphin.
And it was like when we were in hell. Yeah, I have a drawing of it,
Oh.
and this pterodon thing, whatever it was, a plesiosaurus. I have one of those.
Plesiosaurus? Yeah, the big water dinosaur. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just thought you would. I thought you might appreciate these pictures of yours.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
She's totally enthralled, dude.
Hold on a second. Discord's
Right.
being funky.
And you know,
I'm
I had this
having
dream,
internet.
guys.
Yep. Hold on. Don't disturb real quick. You have
I'm
her?
switching it.
Oh, where'd he go?
There we go.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
Should be good
Thank you.
now.
Yeah, much better.
Okay. So I had this dream the other night, and you were there, and you were there, and it was so real. And there was a parrot there. Keegan, you were there.
Yeah, are we just never gonna talk about that? I thought we were gonna talk about that because
Yeah. What was
I
going on
heard you
there?
guys talking about. Well, I wasn't there. Never mind.
So, did Keegan and Weaver? Oh no, Weaver wasn't there.
No.
Keegan was there, and Finnegan was there.
That's why I just forgot. He wasn't there.
So, and Lilith, you were there very briefly, and then you disappeared. Do you remember any of this?
Do you remember any of this?
It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
real.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Wait, sorry.
Oh yeah, no. I've been through this plenty of times.
What do you mean?
Oh, going into your guys' dreams and shit.
You like to go? You always go into people's dreams?
Well, I don't like to do it. I'm forced to do it. Thanks to this damn bird.
What?
Well, you guys saw the bird in my shoulder, right?
Yeah, but I didn't understand it. What was the deal with the parrot with the chicken?
Chicken.
What was the deal with the chicken? Oh, that was what? It wasn't a chicken. What was it?
It was a parrot.
Oh, a parrot.
This is a pirate.
Oh, I need to draw a picture of the parrot then too. So, so what? Why is there a parrot in my? Why was there a parrot in my dreams? I don't understand.
And, honestly, I don't really want him there either. He annoys me more than anything.
In my dream, I think he helped me.
Yeah, you know what? Because of him, I can't dream. So you know what? Good for you that you're able to do that.
Oh. Now, do you remember? Were you in my? I mean, you were in my dream, but do you remember it? Were you?
Oh
actually...
yeah, no, yeah, I was there. I was there.
What about What about Finnegan? Were you there?
Yeah, no, he was there too.
What? This is weird. So people enter people's dreams for real?
Yes.
How can that be?
Through a very long and complicated process of psychic interactions, and I don't know. I really wasn't listening to that class when they taught me that.
Who's
honestly,
they?
I didn't even really think I was supposed to get this dumb bird. But
Who taught you what kind of class?
I don't know, some place off in the desert somewhere. I didn't really pay attention.
Why were you in the desert?
Well, I was left there.
Oh, by who?
You think I can remember that? If I would, you think I would tell you if I knew who left me there?
I don't know. Is it a secret?
I don't know who left me there.
Oh. So you get left in the desert one day and you woke up and now you can't dream anymore.
Yeah, I woke up at I was at a tower. They raised me. They taught me. I hated it.
Oh.
Every single second of it. I didn't listen to any of them. I stole a bunch of stuff from my fellow members, and then eventually said screw it and left.
Wow. And now
And then halfway through my desert, I got a damn bird on my shoulder that won't leave me alone and can't seem to die.
Wait, is the bird on your shoulder now?
It's sorry.
It's only in dreams?
It's it's invisible. I guess. Wait, Trevor, can Keegan see it?
No.
No. So only in dreams Keegan can see it too.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Doesn't have a physical presence.
Can I hear it?
Occasionally, yeah, in your head.
God damn it.
Really? Okay, but
Okay.
is it if he puts his hand on his shoulder, does he feel it? I
No.
mean,
No, it's not invisible. It's
it's not even there.
metaphysical, whatever, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's in a different dimension, basically. Mostly.
Okay. So Keegan, so you enter people's dreams on purpose or not on purpose?
No, I really would rather not enter your guys' minds. Thank you.
So I had this weird dream, and I guess you guys were there, but is this...
Yeah, no, I kind of get pulled to there.
So
Honestly.
why does this dream seem so real, though? Was it because it was real?
I guess in a sense, you had
mean-
to. We ended up defeating that rather dark side of you, if you noticed.
Yeah. So if we hadn't defeated him, and if we had, like, died, would we have actually really died?
Potentially, I don't know. It's
Never tried it.
It's never turned out bad for me yet.
Well,
so...
remember Finnegan died. Remember Finnegan died in the dream.
World record.
And now
That's
he
true, he
has
came back.
He came back, yeah, but
So,
he's a little bit battle scarred.
As far as I'm assuming, you would just become evil if we had lost,
I see.
which would have been pretty shitty.
Well, I would like to thank you all who helped to keep me from becoming evil.
It's just the two of us.
It's true. Lilith abandoned me. That's right.
Well,
it was
she was banished.
That's right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you were banished like right off the bat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But she wasted somebody's action, so
Yep.
that's about it.
Uh,
All right.
okay.
Evil gnome. That would have been funny.
And
Short,
I would
angry
like to
man.
point out to everybody that my hat is now a little bit bigger. Can you tell? Can you tell? It's a little taller than it was.
You know, you did seem to be a few centimeters taller.
Yes. And he stands up proud.
I'm glad that's what you were going for.
The gnome is growing. Watch out, he's going to be a giant.
No, just my hat. Just my hat.
He's going to have a giant hat.
With the hat on, he still manages to reach a mere 4'1".
Yeah.
Poor child.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
think
Who
that's
else wants to do something before we all pass out and let the dwarves do their thing.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything? I'll also even extend this into the next day if you want to just go ahead and, if you're done with the night, we can go the next day because that's gonna probably be a lot of like waiting around too.
Okay.
And is there anything night specific you guys need to do? For any.
Nope. The only thing I just wanted to get those documents forged. I'm good.
Yep. Okay.
I'm just looking around to see if I see the fireflies.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see them. Yeah,
They're
big.
huge.
And they're huge and they're very bright.
Well, I wasn't sure if they were near us or not.
I mean, they're not near you, but you can see them like down around the island. You can see them. You have a decent view of good chunks of the island from up here. You can see a couple. They're like in different spots around the island, kind of just wandering around. You see like the glows, like the glows kind of bobbing up and down.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can go chase one down if you want to, but
No, I just want to know
away.
if they're still alive and
they're here.
kicking.
They're here.
Well, I guess Lilith finishes the rice deal, and then she's gonna just kind of walk off alone into the dark for a while.
Okay. It is a full moon tonight. It's a bright. It's got a decent amount of light then compared to other nights, I would say. So you can see kind of where you're going a bit. It's not if it was a new moon, you kind of be screwed, but it's a full moon, so you can see a decent amount. And yeah, are you doing anything else?
No, just going off to do a thing.
Do a thing? Okay.
Do a thing.
Gonna do a thing. All right.
All right, go off and mind my own business.
That's fine. I mean, when you gotta pee, you gotta pee. All right.
Yep, that's what she's doing.
Yep. Homer Tinkle. All right. Yeah. So let's roll through to the next day, I would say. Also, I would like to put in as a note that since it is a full moon tonight, that you guys are familiar with this. This is just how the world works. This isn't like a note for your characters per se, but a note for you. That you can see and kind of feel like a pulse happening, coming like almost emanating from the moon itself, and you can kind of it's like ripples on the water, and you can feel like the waves kind of like moving in time with an external force, basically, that seems to be emanating from the moon area. This is a general thing that is known about, like, how the way that the moon affects tides specifically on the world is that it like creates pulses of energy that make the waves kind of like lap out, basically. So it's a direct influence on it.
That's high tide and low tide right there.
Yeah. So that just a notation for y'all, for all the scientific people amongst you, of how the world there's
The one gnome.
How there's a moon on a essentially a disk world, and that it is also like a flipped world that has like two different aspects to it and like all that stuff, and still have like the moon be affecting tides and all that stuff. So, anyways,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, it's just it ties into something bigger. Believe me. It's just
like when you read a book and they tell you all this extra detail that you don't care about, and then later on it turns out to be good. Yeah.
It's a little thing. I came up with a thing with Logan, and I was just like, oh, I gotta do this thing, and I'm gonna just slowly do the thing over time, and doing the thing. Okay. Just
Wonderful.
I know.
It's like a Trevor Mentorary instead of a documentary. It's like a Trevor Mentorary.
All right, so it's the next day, and the dwarves and the automatons go down to the dock to kind of begin work on the ship, and Robert's making breakfast. It's just there's like it's basically fish tacos essentially. It's not exactly that, but pretty much, right? For all intents and purposes. And yeah, there's like some like other there's like some fruits and vegetables and whatnot as well. Yeah, what you guys doing?
Keegan most certainly grabs a fish taco.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, it's tasty. And now he's been poisoned. No, just kidding.
While enjoying his fish taco, he wants to. Were the dwarves working?
Yeah.
Like throughout the
Yeah.
night, were they working?
Oh no. They went to bed. Yeah.
Okay, so no, they're working now though.
Yeah, they just headed off towards the beach basically to assess the situation. It was
All right,
just
so-
shoot, Pop. Which one was the you have?
Yeah, I got it right here. Which
Yeah.
one? What?
Is the woodworker
The carpenter is Kendron.
Kendron? Okay, yeah, Kendron went down.
So Keegan,
Thomas.
after getting his fish taco, is gonna go and, I mean, just kind of go see what they're doing, how they're fixing the boat, seeing what's going on with that.
Good idea.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just let you all know basically then, because you might all end up wandering around down there at some point. So basically, there's like a big line of the automatons that are like passing like a bunch of boards and whatnot down to the dock. And then there's some ones that have also begun cutting some trees closer to the dock just to get some closer material, basically. And they've been hauling down some tools and some like nails and stuff like that. Yeah, and then one of them went and got like some pitch and stuff to for tar and to like try and trade some sealant. Yeah, Kendron goes hesitantly up to the boat and kind of like keeps his distance, but like is kind of like getting a better look at it in light and giving direction to the automatons of where to go. They're able to go underwater just fine. They don't need to breathe. It's nice, so they can do some underwater stuff, and they begin to make some decent amount of progress. Yeah.
Very cool. So it's so Captain which one is he?
Robert?
Yeah, Robert, sorry.
Mhm.
Robert's not down there, right?
No.
So he was the one making the food, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
he's
So
the-
I can
he's the
talk to him
chef.
about the getting me some incense now, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. After he finishes breakfast, he goes out to the gardens and he clips out some herbs, and then he goes out a little further out and he finds some trees and he gets some bark and such, and he kind of like goes back to his pestle and mortar. He kind of grinds stuff up together and then he kind of like wraps stuff up around, and yeah, he gives you. I'm gonna give you 10 incenses.
Okay. You want me to do that, right? Because I don't think
Yeah.
incense is actually an actual D&D thing. You have to build it. You have to make it yourself.
Oh, do you?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll check.
But I'm pretty sure. I don't know, 'cause
I
Bird
think I
has it.
actually already added. Oh, this is true.
Yeah, it should be like a block of incense or whatever, right?
All right.
Yeah, so he's spending like a while doing this, so it's gonna take a couple hours probably for him
Okay,
to
that's
finish
fine.
the
Okay.
whole process. And you asked him specifically for it. It's a priority today.
Okay.
Anybody else doing anything else today? While they're just waiting.
I got a question. If you guys feel free to interrupt me here if you want to be talking about something else. But I got a question for Bork. Is Bork around?
Let's see.
He's the metal worker guy.
He's the metal worker, yeah. Yeah, he's kind of had he doesn't have as much to do without having all the proper. I mean, he has kind of what he had on him, and he has some smaller stuff that he can work on, but he can't really work on. He doesn't have his big ass forge, right? So what he really wants, so he has more free time than the rest of them do. So yeah, he kind of he's kind of just working on some silverware right now, which. He's kind of just looking at the sun, then looking at the time, and he's like, "Why do I even bother?" Like,
I know. Hey, Bork.
Yeah,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, would you be interested in a task?
Sure, I got time. I got time.
Okay,
man.
so I have a question for you. Have you ever fiddled with making armor?
Ring plate, mostly. A little bit of plate mail, not a ton. Good craftsman, not necessarily the armor smith, but I have a little bit of dabbling.
If I gave you the materials, would you be able to make me a breastplate?
From scratch?
Well, I'd give you the materials, but
no, I mean, you want me to build it from from scratch.
Mhm,
I would need proper tools, and no, I could repair things. I could repair something for you, man. But I couldn't do it from scratch. I'm sorry.
Would you be able to modify? What is it here? I've got some other kind of armor here. What was it called that you gave me? Gotta find it here. Long list.
So real quick, just because it reminded me, because you went to a metal worker.
Mhm.
Is the gun still in the bottom of the boat?
Finnegan took it.
We
Finnegan
had this
took it?
conversation last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
last
that's
week.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So okay,
That's
so
right.
I have some
Never mind.
chainmail armor. Would
Mhm.
you be able to convert that to a breastplate?
That's not how that one works.
No, definitely
No?
not. Definitely not.
Okay.
It's
I
not
figured I'd
even the
try.
same tempered metal. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a different alloy entirely. You'd want to. I don't want to get into logistics exactly, but you don't really want that kind of material at the chest plate. It's not going to go well for you.
You're the expert.
I am.
Yes. So okay.
Yeah, I am good, huh?
Okay. How about one more question? And
Mhm.
maybe this isn't for you, but somebody else. What about a compression spring?
Well, this is awkward because they're in the automatons. So like, yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, okay, but don't the automatons need things? Don't they need repairs once in a while? So don't they have some spare parts?
They did on the other island. They do
darn.
not here.
All right, we're not going to go back to the other island just for a compression spring. Okay.
So I mean, you could murder one real quick and see if nobody notices.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
They don't have souls.
They don't? Oh, okay.
No, because they can go through the bags. They don't have souls. So it's up to
Okay,
you.
so
I mean, I don't know if they're all gonna like be stoked about it if they see you doing it, but say you can do it.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think these guys would get mad at me if
Are you asking the characters?
I'm asking the characters?
Okay.
They'll get mad if you murder one of them?
Yeah. They have no souls apparently, but
I
Go
would
for
get
it.
mad.
you would? Well, you're the closest
Not if
thing.
you did it, but if I was
What?
if I
Yeah.
were an automaton, I would be mad. I
Okay.
think.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't
Can
want to
they
get
think?
them mad at me.
Need a soul to get mad? Probably not, but I would say
know.
just go for it. Sure, why not?
Well,
on
I
them.
think I'm gonna hold off on that one.
Keegan, I'm assuming, is just not anywhere near you, so he has no idea what's going on.
Okay.
He has no idea that you're talking about murdering an automaton.
But that's Moiter. No. Okay. So I think I'll pass on that.
Okay.
I love the deep discussion about murdering the help.
Right.
That's right. Well, there are like 50 of them, you know.
There's a lot of them. There are.
Actually, I think there's. I don't remember. I thought there's 50 of each.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
there's
is.
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I mean, it doesn't change the subject matter that you're planning to murder the help for a part.
Right. Yeah. It's okay to murder a child if there's a classroom of 30 of them or something, right?
You
It's
don't need
okay
that
now.
one.
What?
Because it's just
Oh,
one.
yeah, totally.
It's okay to murder a child if there's plenty of them, is what you
Right.
said.
Right? That's the same reasoning. So I don't think
Don't worry, we have replacements.
we have a replace.
Yeah, we have more kids.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Look,
Wow.
Sarah, you can make another one.
Boy.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So after a long day of work, it's Kendrin, right? Jeez, Louise, I need to. It's Kendrin's the
Carpenter.
Kendrin,
Carpenter, thank
Kendrin,
you.
and
It is
Bird.
Kendrin. I just need to make
Okay.
sure because
Yeah.
yeah.
Kendrin Carpenter.
Kendrin Carpenter. All right. I should have named them after the profession or something.
I know, that would've helped.
Like this is Woodman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kendrick comes back up and kind of like brings you all back down to the dock, to have a look-see. And he's like, well, I had a good amount of help today, and we had some good progress. I will say that I've already hit a limit with my skill set, I would say. And and the boat, you look at the ship, and the ship looks pretty good. Like it aesthetically, it looks fairly fine. It's still kind of a creepy looking ship overall. And you can tell that like part of it's like newer. But like it doesn't look like it's gonna sink. And like you guys gonna go onto the ship?
You're asking us if we're
Yeah, are you gonna go
on
onto the ship to inspect it, or no?
Sure, let's start. I'll jump on and start looking around.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean,
yeah, I'd say Keegan hops aboard once he sees that they're done working on it.
yeah. So you can you go down along the entire the whole top deck's good. Basically, you go down into the depths and like the lower levels, and it's pretty good. It's functional. You can definitely tell that there's leaks though. That would be potentially a problem. And there's a little bit of a little bit of standing water, like not much. It's just like an inch of standing water in there. And it looks good on the outside. Doubtful how well it would float long term, I would say the assessment is.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, we saw it floating and sailing with a much bigger hole.
Yeah. Remember, it does. It's floating currently just fine because the lantern's still on it.
Because the lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard to assess exactly how well it'll float until you remove the lantern.
Okay. Right? Does it have sails?
Yes, they have built sails and oars.
And oars, okay.
Stuff. Yeah. So it is now a fully functional ship, and they fixed the anchor, and they've gone ahead and given it more weight too. So it's a heavier anchor now. They've added some extra metal to it, and yeah.
So, what do you guys think of having spikes put on this? We did that with our rowboat. And DM, if you want to put a nix on it right away, you can, or whatever.
You can. It's
okay,
gonna look like a spiky ship. That's super sketchy looking. So I mean, it's already looking a little that's a little bit janky, sketchy looking.
I'm definitely gonna say that seeing as how Keegan was on this boat before and was technically killed on this boat, at least by the captain's standards, I think he's just walking around and then he gets to the wheel of the ship and then just goes, "Who's ready to take this baby for a spin?"
I'm just seeing Keegan getting out his water skis and
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, Keegan's at the.
If it wasn't obvious, Keegan is completely stoked that now this is technically, our boat, but he's also mostly thinking of it as his boat.
Technically, you're the high-ranking officer that's alive of this ship. So technically, from a ship crew standpoint, you would be in charge.
Except he was ejected.
Accountant, right?
He was
There's
sort
that
of
too.
Wait, I
heard too many voices. I heard too many voices at once. What am
wait. Lila said something, or Weaver said something.
You're an accountant who was ejected.
Yeah.
No. That was just that was the documents I forged.
Oh, I know. What did you forge?
Those are fake.
I know they're fake. I know, but what do they say you are exactly?
I'm the
treasurer.
Yeah, I'm the vice assistant and treasurer. Vice assistant and treasurer of Faraway.
Wow.
My name is Steve Runkelvik.
He wears an eye patch.
Stan.
Steve.
Stan.
Steve.
Stan.
Steve.
Stan
Stan,
Runkle.
right.
Steve.
Yeah, I don't even know your own name.
Terrible
I
liar. This
forgot.
one.
Not sketchy.
Okay.
They're all Stans. They're all Stans.
To be
yeah.
fair, I rolled a 30. So
Yeah.
Lilith gets on the ship. She kind of wants to see how it's gonna work too. So she's on there with him.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Lilith,
it,
Lilith, this time, I promise, you will not be put in a cage.
And because Lilith really doesn't trust anyone, she kind of just rolls her eyes and
I have a question, real quick.
Holding a
To be
knife.
fair, I
Was-
saved you.
Was Keegan the one
True,
that
true.
put her in the cage specifically? Was
No.
that him?
no, I
I
don't
would,
think.
I would
so, no.
like to think that like Keegan was brought onto the boat to do that, to like bring people like
But not her.
like
Okay.
pretend to be like a freer of people, but then just bring them onto a slave ship. However, I like to think that she was there like before he joined the crew.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Okay.
he kind of strikes me as a double agent.
Yeah.
But who's team?
Well, yeah, that's because like I joined and then I immediately set you free.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just curious if you
There's
happened to be the one
that.
that I put her in the cage. I guess not. Okay. Just wanted to be sure.
No.
Okay.
No, I did not put her in the cage.
No.
I got onto
I
the
don't-
boat and noticed she was there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure.
Being if that had been the case.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't gonna end well.
That's way too much. That's way too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's a lot of history there. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. Just wanted to double check unless you wanted to like go that route. You could. just,
Definitely
like-
not. No.
Okay.
It-
All right.
So are we
or
going
that
to be?
I was brought on to do the job of why she's on the boat,
Right.
but I like never really got to do it.
All right, for sure. Weaver.
Are we going to be preparing to head out to the next island now, or is this just going to be testing?
At this point, Weaver should
I
have
mean,
like.
Keegan just wants to sail.
Hmm.
He just wants to get out and sail the boat around. He doesn't care if we go to somewhere else or not. He wants to just test the boat.
I'm picturing Weaver like showing up at the shore with like this giant hand woven rowboat.
That's his basket. He's weaving.
This is what he's been making.
I'm
all
ready,
the time.
guys. I'm ready.
With this cardboard box first.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Are you taking
I
it
think
out?
what-
mean,
I
are
think
you-
what
are
we
you
should
leaving?
do is we should prepare to actually go for good in case everybody gets so excited they don't want to come back. Because you know how that goes. Is there anything else we need to do on this island? Oh, is there any anything you want the dwarves and the automaton to be working on while we're gone? Because we already told them,
plan.
right? We did this kind of off. We did this through
Hey.
Discord. We told them what we wanted the buildings built
Can we
and stuff for us, right?
could we ask them to potentially build a dry dock?
That sounds like that's an excessive amount of work.
Yeah, but if we're gonna be gone for a long period of time, like what about the
Oh,
the
yeah.
beach that's to the left of the dock?
Not
Not
to
the
mention that a
Sandshore Beach,
dry dock
but
is a
the-
very large structure, like huge.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
why
there's
I'm
it's a big
suggesting
island.
this large.
Oh,
I'm
maybe
suggesting
I
this
just-
large amount of beach right next to the dock.
Yeah, that's true. There's a space there. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
what's the purpose to fix the ship? Is that what you were talking about, or what?
Well,
Fix
Or
or
build
build
another
new
ship,
ones.
or what?
to either potentially fix our ship, to potentially build a new one. Also, Keegan isn't like he loves the idea that this ship will follow him. He's, however, is not stoked on the idea that it's an undead ship that's following him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if we could make it seaworthy and not have the undead portion attached to it, he'd be very happy. So if that, and we couldn't do that this time around because we didn't have a dry dock, they couldn't get the boat out of the water in order to fix it properly. So if we ask them, hey, while we're gone, can you work on a dry dock? Potentially then, while we're gone, we can find someone who is an actual shipbuilder that can come back with us and actually make our ship proper.
Okay.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that. You could also just go take it in somewhere, right? You don't have to build your own dry dock, but
That's true.
I mean, that'd probably be
I mean,
more
this is just Keegan's.
but-
This is just Keegan's idea here.
Up to you. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. That's fine.
Well, put it
I
this
mean,
way: I don't think it hurts us at all having them do
No.
that.
No, it does not.
So why not, right?
Yeah.
Unless
Okay.
someone has another idea for something that needs to be built.
Well, before they leave, Lilith wants to roll or wants to try to capture another sand shrew to be friends with the one she already has in her
You can only
monster
have
ball.
one in the Pokeball at a time. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can only have
Yes.
one Pokemon in general at a time.
Never
So
So
mind.
Ball,
if you
anyways.
yeah, if you find another one, like another Pokemon, you have to lose the current one. Okay, that's
Okay.
the trade-off. All right, that's a heads up. You have to weigh the cost and the benefit, right?
For the record, in official Pokemon, you eventually get up to 6 Pokeballs.
Yes.
But this is also D&D, so fuck it.
Also, remember you have to manually heal your Pokemon. He does not heal on a long rest. Okay.
Mhm.
You have to manually do spells on him or
Have-
healing potions or whatever in order to get him to heal.
Just feed him steak.
Have you given her the stats for that?
Yep, it's in your character sheet, Lilith.
Okay, I don't know. I don't have her character sheet. So.
It's under extras. Sandy the
Is it-
Sandflash.
Is it at full?
It's at six.
full
It's at
health
6
now?
health. 6 out of
Okay.
85. It is very low health
Oh, it is
shit.
low health right now.
because it was
Yeah.
passed out. Yeah.
Wow,
She
Lilith, you
healed it
should
for
heal
6.
your pet.
I should probably heal my pet.
He's been barely conscious, but can't seem to get over it.
He's not doing super.
He's
great.
fine. Shoot. Okay.
Give him
I
a
did
fish
not
taco,
realize.
whatever.
Yeah. Great. Oh yeah, I'd like to heal. Can I heal? Try to
Yeah,
heal.
you wanna burn some slots? Sure, go for it.
Okay, so what do I do? Sorry, I'm like trying to see this
Cast
on
some
my
spells.
character.
Cast some spells, girl.
Oh, the healing spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got healing word first level, healing word second level.
I
Second
would
level.
do. I
Second
would
level.
do first level.
Wait,
Oh, really?
yeah, because
Hmm
You have 4 level 1 slots and 2 level 2 slots,
Oh yeah,
I-
that's a good idea. I'll do the first one, first level.
I
and
would
you can
first
do a
level.
couple if you want.
Can
too, if
we
you wanna
work-
burn
just-
two
you could-
slots.
Roll medicine for it.
You can't
Can you do, like, to
heal
heal-
with medicine checks.
Oh.
You can stabilize, but you can't actually give hit points back with medicine.
Ah.
So you
Lilith,
need a
what
healing potion.
what I would suggest
Is that really all that medicine is good for?
That and making medicinal potions.
I mean, if you
Okay,
think about it,
that's
technically medicine
Yeah.
just stabilizes your body, and your body does the fixing from there.
Well, it's also knowledge about medicine too.
You can also help cure ailments and such if you have like potentially if any maiming or like broken rib or something that you can help with that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You don't
Yeah.
get hit point is an arbitrary abstract thing, right? I know it's
Right.
weird, but
Yeah, it just seemed a little off, but no,
we
that
just need
totally makes
to
sense.
we just need to
No.
maintain them in order for the 3D printer to give them a new limb.
Hmm. So, Lilith, what I was going to suggest is, at the end of the day, if you have
Mhm.
any spell slots left before you do your long rest, spend them all in curing your health, whatever it is you do to raise the health of your sand shrew or your whatever it's called slash shrew.
Slash.
Right.
So
that way,
I-
because you might need those spells for battle, for combat. But
And
at
I'll
the end
let
of the
you-
day, you're not going to need to. So.
If you want, I'll let you. You had 2 level 1 slots available. We went to bed last night. I'll let you burn those if you want to.
I just clicked it
Right.
twice, the cast button for healing word.
Okay.
But now you have to
Shazam!
manually-
You gotta roll for it now. So I'm gonna give you. You're new at this. I'm gonna give you your 2 extra level 1 slots as well from last night as well. So you're gonna cast 4 times.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm doing 1d4 plus 2, if
4
I'm
times.
not mistaken. So
Yeah,
I,
when you
I
roll
do
plus
that
2 4 times.
4 times? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And then add all the numbers
Wow.
together, and then add that to your the hit points of your Sand Slash.
I just roll a 1.
Yeah.
Is that what that
So
is?
you need to do that 4 times.
So that's terrible.
Mhm.
Okay.
So nice.
I have this is okay. Uh-huh.
It won't be a ton of hit points, unfortunately.
Yeah, but they add up.
Can
It
Weaver do a
adds up
couple?
to quite a bit,
Yeah,
actually.
you can. Yeah, anybody else can heal if you want. And Weaver, if you remember how many thoughts you have before you went down the night, you can add those as well.
Let's see.
The night of
Four.
combat, I had one second
I
level.
rolled 5
I'll
times.
use that.
Whoops.
Okay.
I had some too.
If you remember how many.
Oh, 3, 7.
I didn't
10.
use either one of my second level slots, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think
Did
you
I,
did either.
I think I just rolled 14. Is that correct? That sounds right.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what you rolled.
All right.
Plus
add
eight.
it
You
all-
rolled,
yeah,
you
+8.
rolled an extra one, but yeah, you rolled
Yeah,
a
the
14.
fifth one was an accident.
All right, so
Then I
14
did
plus
also
five,
have
8.
third
Okay.
first level, or 3 first level, I think. But
Okay.
I'll just roll
Take
2.
2 just to be sure. Yeah. So yeah, Elizabeth, do yours real quick first? You're 14, and then we'll do all the Weavers in a minute.
My 14. What do you mean?
Add it to your. I think that was your total, right? Was 14.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, she's adding it to her sand crew, right?
The
Yeah,
sand
yeah.
slash.
Yeah. So go to your sand slash and under
Sand
extras,
slash.
and click on the hit points, and then you can
Oh.
go to hit points, and you can do add healing of 14. Do you see
Oh.
it?
I'm going to extras. Sandy the sand slash.
Click on hit points, and then click on the hit points again, and the drop down
What
menu pops up that has
What an
healing
excellent
and
young man
damage.
that sand slash.
Done. I just clicked on. I see Sandy the sand slash, but I don't see hit points.
Uh,
Oh yes, I do. It's like right there. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. There should be
Okay,
a
so
drop
I
down
s-
menu and then a healing button that you can tap in
Oh,
a
I see.
number.
So I type in 14 under healing.
Yep, and then I think that you press the plus button. I think.
So now it says new HP is 20.
Yep. Good. All right, and then Weaver, what do you got, Weaver? What's your total?
8 plus 7 plus 5, so that would be 20.
20. All right, add another 20 of healing, and then Nomad.
All right.
Wait,
Third
another 20 of healing to who?
Sand
to the
slash.
sand shrew or sand.
Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit! Everyone's healing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone's
Alright, so I
healing
got-
is all.
Like you all
Might
had
as
like
well.
yeah. Last night you
I
all
didn't
like
realize what was happening.
yeah. Last night like you all like gathered around the sand slash and like all like helped out. And,
Oh
like,
wow, nice rolls. Okay,
This
so
is
I got
actually the hazing process right here.
29.
29. Thank you for health.
I'm supposed to add 20 and then another 29.
Yeah, 20 for Weaver and 29 for Nomad.
I imagine
Right
he's
on.
full health now.
He is
Yeah.
full health, yes.
Yeah,
He's
he's all-
overloaded.
Yeah, he's
Overloaded.
Technically, he's over the top. So he's 55 over 55, though. Hey,
Cool.
thanks,
All right, he's
guys.
full health. There you go.
Wow.
Hey, you got friends. All right. All right, cool. So let's see. Are you guys?
If Lilith wasn't
So-
so cynical, you would have just redeemed her belief in creature kind. But
And then
she's-
not humanity, but yeah, the
Yeah.
other thing. Yeah.
So are we hitting the seas?
You guys. It's
Yeah,
all-
Smack
Set
that
the scene.
water.
And by the
if
way,
we
guys,
are, then I will go back to Weaver captain mode instead of just sitting here.
Basket mode.
by the
Yeah,
way,
okay,
guys,
so-
you guys, maybe you guys don't have to work tomorrow, but I do, so I don't want to
Ah.
stay up too late here.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna call it soon. I just want to get
Yeah, okay, just
you all on the ocean here.
So
Uh,
unless anybody objects, I'm gonna say that we're setting sail for Urchin's Landing.
Now,
Okay.
okay. So real quick before we
Okay.
we end, what is our crew?
Yeah.
like,
Okay. So
What are we?
Yeah. So if you there, I mean, there 3 of them had already crew positions, but we'll see. So I have it listed out, but you guys can change it if you wish. I had Weaver as the captain. First mate was Keegan.
What?
Cook was Finnegan,
What?
and
Keegan wasn't on. Keegan was not an original crew member.
I
What do you
know,
mean?
I know. I'm saying this is based off the original thing, and then adding the new
Oh.
people. And then Cook's Finnegan, and then Lilith as the inspector surgeon for disease prevention and medicine, since Weaver has the commander captain role, and can't do both. And because the captain's in charge of exploration, the first mate is in charge of stealth, which is why I put Keegan on that role. and the cook's in charge of the survival of the crew for like food and such. And the quartermaster is in charge of weather patterns and such, and maps, which is why I put Nomad in charge of that. You guys can change that if you want, but that's just what I had as like a default setting, basically. Are you guys good with those positions or no?
I'm fine.
I am perfectly okay with that position.
The main difference is the captain role. Like that's like the primary role that matters, I would say, in terms of like making a true decision.
From what we've done in the past, it's really the captain's only. He's the one that decides when to turn the boat or whatever, when to.
Yeah, it's your heading and all that stuff. So that it matters the most, for sure. The way this works is that like Finnegan, you're gonna be in charge of basically rations. So you're in charge. You're going to be making rolls every day to make sure that you prepare enough food, because you guys are just heading out, right?
Hope
so
y'all like pemmican.
You're going to be catching stuff on the go. So you're going to be fishing, basically, on the boat. As you're sailing.
I have fishing tackle.
There you go. And Lilith is in charge of disease prevention. Which includes
scurvy.
The food.
I'll squeeze a lime onto the chicken.
Yeah, so because it's a very real problem for long voyages, so there are diseases you can get. And
Weaver is terrified of scurvy.
Lime chicken.
Yeah.
Oh.
But what does she do to actually prevent diseases? And what is it that she's actively doing?
I mean, it's just gonna be a daily role, basically. It's gonna be.
I see. Yeah.
You know, I like everybody else. Like you will have like your exploration checks for like islands like that for like the captain, right? So the way this works is quartermaster takes daily survival checks for weather. The captain makes perception rolls for exploration on new hexes you have not explored before, and the first mate takes stealth rolls on unexplored hexes as well for enemies. And then every day the cook makes survival checks for catching and preparing food, and the inspector surgeon makes medicine checks for disease prevention every day. So it's a lot going on, guys.
Hey, real quick before we do anything else at all, I have something important. We have a white crystal we need to use.
What?
A big boy white crystal?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, it's full?
Damn.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Oh, I
Like
didn't know it was
3
full.
times today.
How many charges does it need to be full?
So
10.
And we actually got. How do we get 10 charges?
I mean, half of it was from the dolphins, I think.
Yeah, you got a lot of dolphins. You guys
I thought we
murdered a bunch
used
of
that.
dolphins.
No, I thought we used that, and the gnome gave us stuff.
Yeah, we used
not
one,
there
but
for
we didn't
this.
completely fill. Yeah, you were.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were there for the receiving of the rewards.
Oh,
just
I
not for the
get
killing
it.
of the dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We already had a partial.
Yeah,
crystal
wow.
It was
before.
partially charged.
Oh, okay.
And you did get. Remember, you got charges from the zombie pirates too. That was 3. So
Right. And that filled it up
3 or
probably.
4. Yeah, 3 or 4.
Do you want to, Trevor? You're probably not prepared for that one. Do you want to wait till next time to do that?
I can do it right now.
Oh.
You want to? All right.
Yeah,
so
how
So
about
we're
that
saying
for probably
one-
not prepared.
Only one person gets it, right?
yeah.
One
So
item, yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how this works. Yeah. So
Okay.
since Weaver, you remembered, give me a D100,
Ooh.
and I hope it's under 74. That's how many items I have. I have 74 items, so I haven't made 100 yet.
It's 3.
It's 3.
Wow.
Okay.
That's not a bad thing. A D100 is not the same as a D20.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
it's
just
still,
impressively
Oh, this is
low.
good.
it's just impressive.
Do I get
on
a NASCAR?
100 to get a 3.
0 and 3.
Yeah. So yeah. Are you going by yourself or bringing people with you?
I imagine everybody would have went with us because
All right,
doesn't
that's-
everybody have to form the circle?
Yeah, that's true. If they want.
Oh, we should be able to just throw it in the bag, right? Because it's marked now.
Yeah, but it's loot. We don't want the loot to just be there.
Oh, this is.
You wouldn't
And
know
we're
what it
there, so
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys all know the drill at this point. So Weaver, you walk up to the font, and they all stand in a circle, expecting to all get delicious prizes. And the gnome on a unicycle pops out of a tree, and he sings his little song, and he throws out one package, and it lands just in the middle of the ground, between everybody, and then he darts back in and disappears.
Bye, cuz.
Free for all.
Yeah, and so Weaver, you're gonna walk over and open the present up, and it is a silver coin. Is a small silver coin, and it looks like a normal silver coin. And you look at the tag, and the tag says this is the coin of certainty, and it looks like a normal coin, except that it always lands on heads. It's a weighted coin.
Why does this remind me of a past D&D character of mine?
Say, give it to the rogue. Don't give it to Marcus. No.
Yeah, just to say the fact that I'm not saying that I should own that coin, but I am the rogue.
So
I am the one.
I know who knocks.
So Weaver's gonna hit it with a
I
shield.
like the idea of that.
You're gonna hit it with a shield?
No.
Jeez.
I was thinking about it. I might. I just don't want to lose it, so never mind.
I mean, you can hit it up in the air, I guess, like vertically, I guess, if you want to.
Have you considered testing it out?
There's just a chance that it might go somewhere we didn't see. So no, I'm not gonna do it. Never mind. It would have been funny to hand it to him just by bashing it to him with the shield, though.
Dude, be a dick. Mail it to him.
Oh, I could.
That's true.
Then I'd have to remember the thing, but I don't feel like finding that at this exact
could
moment.
potentially really help with some future endeavors of mine and ours. I'd like to point out.
Yeah, I don't see any
You're
flaws
not a good
with this,
person.
So
I'm not a good person. However,
Sorry.
I like to help out my friends.
What did you say, Weaver?
Which seems to be you guys at this point, since you guys haven't cut my throat yet, like the last people who I thought were my friends.
Okay. Yeah. So, you'll give him the coin, and he'll pocket it. The only silver coin in your possession. I'll make you an item tomorrow or whatever. Matt. Yeah. You have a rigged coin.
So is this an official thing or something you came up with?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But the point is that it just always does heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside of Keegan, I feel like this is going to be a great asset to especially the forged documents that he just made. He's an assistant treasurer, and I would like to think that one of his staple movements is that he just constantly flips this coin around.
There you go.
Okay.
Get a little
see? He's an assistant treasurer who has this little nervous tick that he has where he constantly flips this coin.
There you go.
And then maybe he'll occasionally make bets with somebody. Hey, I bet you if this comes up heads, I get some of your shit.
And you can also do the thing where you...
Are you eating that banana milkshake? Head says I punch you in the mouth if you don't give it to me.
Keegan, you can also do the trick where you have it land in your hand and then you flip it onto the top of the other hand, so now it's tails.
Right.
So now it's not always coming up heads. Sometimes it comes up tails.
You are an absolute cheater.
I've seen
you
people
are
do
bad.
it before.
I mean, I am a rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it means you know how to land.
I mean,
even if you don't see it,
I literally did just tell you that I joined a pirate ship to collect people to become slaves.
Yeah.
I did just tell you that.
I don't understand what that has to do with my current revelation about how you're a sack.
Okay, so are we at least starting to take the boat out, and that's where we're gonna...
You guys are headed out, right?
Okay.
You said you were heading to Urchin's Landing, so
okay.
Yeah.
Urchin's Landing.
Gonna be your heading.
Holy crap! I have to zoom in now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Urchin's Landing. Oh, that's not that far.
No.
Not that far.
Well, based on the size of the map, no, it's not.
No. And to those of you who don't know, the blue notations on the map, the little blue things with the the wheel, are ones that have been officially cleared and are empty for at least there's a certain timer on that. You don't know what that is, but you can, while that's there, you can move through them without having to roll to see if there's like people there, basically. So you can just start across that.
So what is the fish in the bubble?
There is an island there.
Yep.
That's surrounded by a bubble, and I guess there were fish nearby. I don't remember that specifically.
Yeah, the whole school of fish. No, that's
okay.
There's a bunch of trout looking things, like big trout, that were there. Yep. And then the one on the right, the bottom right, is a bunch of ogres that were on a
Capsized boat.
ship. Yep.
And then 1153 is the island that was created by
Artificer.
The Artificer, and that's where we got all the automatons from.
Yep.
So we actually have a history. So how long does it take us to go per hex?
Right. So you're. I'm gonna make a. I have a. This is officially a Keel Boat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been upgraded from your little rowboat. Let me check the difference here real quick in the speed.
We can look at the Keel Boat.
It's the same speed, it looks like. Unfortunately, so it's just unfortunate. Yeah, it is though. So you're still 3 miles per hour, which I
But
believe
it's still far more comfortable.
Yeah, it's 1 hex per day.
A hex per day. Okay.
Yeah, to my knowledge, yeah. And I will give you guys. I'll put it here real quick, but I'll have to also make probably some modifications eventually. This is good for now, but because you have you will notice it has a ballista as the weapon. And you have different armor classes and hit points for the helm, the oars, the sails, and the hull. So like you can target different things on ships, and you can like slow them down, and you can.
I'm a little surprised they don't have a whatever you call it, a weapon master as one of the.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I don't know why.
Because who stands in front of the ballista and shoots it and stuff? Somebody's got to do that.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I was gonna make a roll for that, and I was like, yeah, but like they're all kind of weapon masters, so any of them, right? I mean, y'all would be just fine shooting that thing on another crew, like that wasn't, basically just
right, because there's nobody like you don't have proficiency with that with the ballista or anything like that, so it wouldn't make any difference.
No.
Well, really. Actually, when you shoot, don't you use somebody's stats when they shoot?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
no.
Okay.
It's.
Oh, I see. It's plus 6 to hit. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It has its own stats. It doesn't matter.
It has its own stats.
You can't buff it. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and technically, I believe you don't have to even have a player character man it. You can give it to somebody else, yeah, like a crew member, and it'll just fire on its turn. So
is it going to get its own initiative, or is it going to be the captain's initiative, or how's that going to work?
I believe it gets its own initiative. Yeah. And
actually, no. Wouldn't it be the person who's actually shooting? Oh no, actually, I don't know what.
Well, the ship has its own initiative, which is tied to the ballista. So the ship moves and shoots in the same turn. Because it seems that basically the ship's turn is all of the orders given for that entire round. Basically, are taking place during that turn, essentially, right? So the movement and the shooting happen, even if it's different people, right?
Right, but let's say I'm the one that's sitting in front of the ballista. That means that I could use my own action on my turn, but then shoot the ballista on its turn, or do we just say it just shoots on its own, and nobody's actually?
That's the one thing I haven't quite figured out, because this is the ship rules are assuming that you have a additional crew member.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd give it to Marcus.
So we set sail, and then we'll
Yep.
pick up next game.
Very good.